Hi there. In this video, I'll show you how to add folders to your Schoology course. Teachers use folders to organize class materials and resources. You can create a folder for each day the class meets, and resources go inside to help students find what you plan on going over in class, or absent students can find what they missed. So let's get started. To create a folder, simply go to Add Materials, Add Folder, and the color of the folder will always default to blue, but you can change it to any of the colors available here at the top. A folder that is always helpful for students is a class information folder. In this folder, they can find stuff like the syllabus, class expectations, maybe their sign-in sheet, or even a discussion board for your students to reflect on their learning. You don't have to put a description, but this gives your students a quick view of what's going to be inside this folder. And you also don't have to put a date. A date is helpful whenever you don't want students to see what's inside the folder, so you post-date it for a later date. The availability option will always default to published, which means students can see it if you don't put a later date, but you can always unpublish it until you're ready. Now, let's add some materials to your folder. You can add a PDF for your syllabus by going to Add Materials inside of the folder and clicking Add File. Click Add, and you'll see it defaults to the name of the document, but you can edit that. Click Save Changes, and it'll take away that PDF. Now, let's add a sign-in sheet or a Google form. You'll go to the same button, Add File, but this time, click Link. Find your Google form that you want to add, paste the link URL, and give it a name. Now let's add some class expectations. For this one, we're going to add a page. Now, I can edit this page to give it different colors, different text. So just know that that is available to you if you'd like to customize any part of any page on Schoology. And now let's add a discussion board where my students can go to reflect on their learning with other students in their class. Now let's create some weekly folders. In these folders, I'd recommend putting the week number and the dates that your class met. Notice how this week shows big and bold, whereas this one's grayed out. That is because this one is published and this one's not. If I want to unpublish this folder, I can simply go to the wheel and click Unpublish. Let's create a few more folders. Inside of the weekly folders, you can also make another folder to make it even more organized. Maybe the days of the week that you met. So Monday and Wednesday. That way, if a student is absent just one day this week, they can go to that day of the week and see what they missed. Inside of this folder, we can add many different materials. You can add links to websites, files, handouts that you gave in class, a discussion board, but more importantly, you can also put your Nearpod presentation by clicking here, Add Materials in Nearpod, and choosing your Nearpod presentation that you showed for that day. So I'm going to click Teach. Now, if you put it on live participation, it'll allow your students to join at any moment without putting in their names. If you put it in student pace, this is perfect for absent students. They'll have 365 days to access the student pace lesson, and the same thing goes for the live presentation. Now, when you are ready for your students to see these folders, all you have to do is go to this little wheel and click on Publish. and your students will then be able to access and see what's inside of the folders. Thanks for watching.